Good evening. On the World News tonight from BGI TV Currents. First are the headlines. Tinubu inaugurates Economic Council, says no to excuse for failure. U.S. killings worse than Nigeria's 20,000 killed in 5 months. High cost of food, beverages push inflation 22.41% in May. Court suspends trial of Stella Oduah over threat to judge's life. Let Sunday Igboho return home. K1 the ultimate begs President Tinubu. Lagos police brutalized strip lady over cultism allegation. And on sport, Leon Stars arrive Monrovia for Super Eagles clash. I am Morire Rebila Lawal. First are the major story. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has charged state governors to deliver good governance to the citizens. He gave the charge on Thursday when he inaugurated National Economic Council (NEC), headed by Vice President Kashim Shettima. All 36 state governors, among other officials, are members of the council. He said the governors have no excuse for failure as they all bet, campaigned, and even danced to be elected during the 2023 electioneering programs. According to him, Nigerians wanted reforms and desired it quickly. The president charged the council to support his administration in transforming the economic fortunes of the country. He called for collaboration, saying such is not a crime. After the inauguration, the council is currently holding its inaugural meeting at the State House, Abuja. Information report that the NEC meets monthly and has the mandate to advise the president concerning economic affairs of the federation, and in particular on measures necessary for the coordination of the economic planning efforts or economic programs of the various governments of the federation. Membership of the NEC comprises of the 36 states governors, the Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, and other co-opted government officials. Those in attendance as at the time the NEC meeting commenced were Governors of Kwara State, Abdulrahman Abdulrazak, Osun State, Ademola Adeleke, Kogi State, Yaya Bello, Ekiti State, Biodun Oyebanji, Nasarawa State, Abdullah Isile, Akwa Ibom State, Umo Eno, and Enugu State, Peter Umba. Others included Governors of Cross River State, Basi Otu, Plateau State, Caleb Muftwang, Kebbi State, Nasser Idris, Katsina State, Umar Diko Raga, and Benue State, Ascent Alia.
The NEC meeting has over the years been very constructive and productive, and key outcomes, resolutions and recommendations are translated into brilliant government policies. It is also evident that the task of growing our economy is quite enormous, but you and I ask for it, we campaign for it, we even dance for it, we beg for it. So we have no reason to complain. We must harness the growth potential of Nigeria and bring about serious development to bring us from a potential nation to a pragmatic economic development in a rapid manner. Their expectation is on NEC as a veritable source of articulating policies and programs that are people-oriented. I cannot overemphasize that. It is also reassuring to note that the public, members of this country, are behind us. They want reforms. and they want it quick to have a meaningful impact in their lives. We have enormous challenges facing us. It is you and I. We have all the 36 governors and stakeholders. And you have the flexibility.
Moving on to the next story. The All Progressive Congress has berated Amnesty International for raising the alarm over incessant killings in Nigeria, claiming about 20,000 people were killed in 5 months in America. People Gazette confirmed 19,411 deaths due to gun violence in the United States as of Thursday noon. Out of that figure, over 10,956 of the deaths were by suicide. 8,455 were recorded as homicide, murder, unintentional and defensive gun use. Amnesty International decried incessant killings nationwide since President Bola Tinubu assumed office on May 29, estimating the number of deaths across Plateau, Benue, Sokoto and Zamfara to be over 120. APC spokesman Felix Moka, in a statement dated June 14, circulated by Bayo Ononuga, an ally of Mr. Tinubu, accused Amnesty International of hypocrisy. The National Bureau of Statistics has disclosed that the high cost of food and non-alcoholic beverages pushed up inflation to 22.41% in May, hitting a new record high close to 2 decades. Records indicates the recent offsets in a 0.19 percentage point increase from the 22.22% recorded in April, when inflation rose to a new 18-year record high. According to the statistics body, year-on-year inflation rose by 4.70% from 17.71% it was in May 2022. Quoting from its Consumer Price Index for May 2023, which was released on Thursday, the NBS said in May 2023, the headline inflation rate increased to 22.41% relative to April 2023 headline inflation rate, which was 22.22%. Looking at the movement, the May 2023 inflation rate showed an increase of 0.19% point when compared to April 2023 headline inflation rate. Similarly, on a year-on-year basis, the headline inflation rate was 4.70% points higher compared to the rate recorded in May 2022, which was 17.71%, NBS revealed. From that story, we go to the next one. The Federal High Court in Abuja has suspended the trial of a former Minister of Aviation, Senator Stella Oduah, in the alleged 7.9 billion naira fraud charges brought against her by the federal government. The planned arraignment of Mrs. Oduah for today, June 15, was put off by Justice Ian Edem Echo over alleged threat to his life by yet to be identified persons. At Thursday's proceedings, Justice Echo brought out a publication by a corporate organization in which his life was severely threatened over the planned trial. Justice Echo, who was visibly angry over the development, ordered the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) prosecuting the former minister to fish out those behind the corporate body and bring them before the court. The judge also ordered the Deputy Chief Registrar of the court in charge of litigation to liaise with the Corporate Affairs Commission (CAC) to obtain the identities of the promoters of the offending organization for the purpose of arresting them. Justice Echo said that sanctity of the court must be maintained, adding that Nigeria is not a banana republic or animal kingdom where acts of lawlessness can be condoned. Counsel to EFCC, Mr. Ofem Uket, in reaction expressed sadness over the development and vowed that the anti-graft agency would do the needful to bring the culprits to book. He, however, prayed the court not to allow unknown persons acting as external third party to scuttle the trial. Based on the promise of the EFCC to fish out those threatening his life, Justice Echo fixed July 17 for a report of the CAC on the owners of the organization, and the EFCC is being to fish out the culprits. The EFCC is alleging that Mrs. Oduah misappropriated the sum of 7.9 billion naira public funds while serving as a minister under former President Goodluck Jonathan's administration. Other defendants are Gloria Odita, Onwosu Emmanuel Nnamdi, Chukwuma Irene Chinyere, Global Offshore and Marine Limited, Tip-Top Global Resources Limited, Crystal Television Limited, Sobora International Limited, and a foreign construction company. They are all charged with conspiracy and money laundering, as well as maintaining anonymous bank accounts. From that story, we go to the next one from K1 The Ultimate. Popular Fuji musician King Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, also known as K1 The Ultimate, has appealed to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to allow embattled Yoruba Nation agitator Sunday Igboho, popularly known as Sunday Igboho, to return to Nigeria. The singer appealed that apart from Igboho, the leaders of various agitators from different regions in the country should also be called for a roundtable discussion on the way forward. According to K1, he knows President Bola Ahmed Tinubu can make it happen, and he appealed to him to do it. Information recalls that the Department of State Services (DSS) had declared Igboho wanted over allegations of stockpiling weapons. He, however, escaped when the DSS stormed his residence. The Yoruba Nation agitator was subsequently arrested by Interpol at Kajun Airport in Cotonou, Benin Republic, in July 2021 and was detained in a prison in the Benin Republic. In March 2022, he was released to get medical attention on the condition that he would not leave the West African country and has since then been holed up in Cotonou. However, during a recent live performance, K1 The Ultimate appealed to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to forgive Igboho and allow him to return to the country. Moving on to the next story from Lagos. An unidentified woman was severely brutalized by some police officers stationed close to the Lagos State House of Assembly, Alausa, Ikeja, on Wednesday at about 2 p.m. According to eyewitness account, the dark-skinned woman sporting a low cut was picked up close by a corps who accused her of being a cultist. According to the eyewitness, the helpless woman was stripped of her shirt, brutally beaten with sticks, a belt, punch, and slapped by 3 policemen. Despite her screams that she was innocent and only came to the area to relax and was not guilty of anything, the policemen dragged her on the floor, removed her footwear, handcuffed and drove away. The eyewitness, who spoke on condition of anonymity for fear of victimization, said. When contacted, the state's police public relations officer, Benjamin Udain, said, "I'm not aware of the incident." From Lagos to the next story. The Agoro of Bagura, Egbalan, Abeokuta, Oba, Sabori, Babajide Ishola Bakri, and Jamolu II has joined his ancestors. News about his demise filtered in on Wednesday evening that the monarch, who was the 9th Agoro of Bagura, fell ill on Tuesday afternoon and was taken to an undisclosed hospital in Abeokuta. He was later referred to another hospital the same day for medical attention in Lagos. The news of his passage was announced by the OC of Ebalan and Balogun of Ibadan, Township Bagura, Abeokuta, through Chief Razak Adeshola Obe, Balogun Ijare Kukudi, Traditional Council of Chiefs, and the Administrative Secretary to the Agora Palace in the early hours of Thursday. The message reads: the OC of Ebalan and Balogun of Ibadan, Township Bagura, Abeokuta, has mandated me to inform you that His Royal Majesty Oba Sabori Babajide Bakari, Jamolu II, the Agora of Bagura, has joined his ancestors today, 14th June 2023. May Akabis his soul rest in perfect peace. May Almighty Allah grant his family and Bagura chiefs the fortitude to bear the irreplaceable loss. Amen. From that story to the next one from entertainment. Popular Nollywood actor, widely regarded as the tallest man in Nigeria, Hafiz Agoro Oladimeji, has passed away. Agoro was said to have breathed his last on Thursday after a prolonged illness. Before his demise, Agoro was 7 feet 4 inches tall. The intimidating height of the deceased, who was featured in some movies, attracted stares and stares wherever he went. Community Development Association, the community where the actor resides, Segun Adesoya, confirmed his demise. Hafiz Agoro lives on Community Road and it is sad we lost a promising young man. May his soul rest in peace, Adesoya said. Agoro, who was also a TV personality and has a show called I Am Agoro, airing exclusively on Linda Ikeji TV, had in May 2023 solicited for 5 million naira for treatment. He solicited for 5 million naira for his chronic hip arthritis treatment, which will see his ball and socket joints replaced. From that story from the entertainment, we go to foreign story. Hospital doctors in England began a new 72-hour strike over pay on Wednesday, prompting warnings from health officials of huge disruption to patients and services. The strike is the latest in the state-funded National Health Service (NHS), which has also seen nurses and other medical staff picket for more pay. The walkout by junior doctors, those below consultant level, started at 7 a.m. and is set to last until Saturday. The British Medical Association Junior Doctors Committee says medics have seen a 26% pay cut in real terms in the last 15 years, as salaries have failed to keep pace with soaring inflation. They want pay restored to 2008-2009 levels, but the government says that would mean an average pay award of about 35% this year and is too costly. Instead, it has offered an extra 5%. The NBA has warned that while it was open for further talks, it would stage further strikes in the coming month if the government sticks to its offer. From the foreign story, we go to sports story to end the world news this hour from BGI TV Currents. The Lone Stars of Sierra Leone have arrived Monrovia ahead of Sunday's 2023 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The players and officials departed Bowl City for Monrovia on Thursday today. The Lone Stars set up camp for the game in Southern Arena, Bowl City, last week. John Kester's side will have a field of Samuel Kenyo Dole Stadium, venue of the game, later today. The game is being staged in Monrovia after the Sierra Leone Football Association failed to provide a suitable stadium to host the Group A fixture. The encounter will start at 5 p.m. Nigerian time on Sunday. With that sports story, we end the world news from BGI TV Currents. Before we go, some major headlines. Tinubu inaugurates Economic Council, says no excuse for failure. U.S. killings worse than Nigeria's, 20,000 killed in 5 months. High cost of food, beverages push inflation to 22.41% in May. Court suspend trial of Stella Oduah over threat to judge's life. And to next headline, let Sunday Igbo return home. K1 the Ultimate begs Tinubu. And on sports, Lone Star arrive Monrovia for Super Eagles Splash this Sunday. For more updates of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is BGI TV Current. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagide Imo with Alawi Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. For other placement recruiting services, events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on the screen. Thank you for watching. I am Mourning from Iba Lawa. Good evening. On the world news tonight from BGI Currents, first at the headline. Tinubu inaugurates Economic Council. U.S. killings worse than Nigeria's,